What's up, YouTube guys? We're here to do a little house wash this morning in Auburn, Alabama. So we'll knock that out, just trying to keep our schedule caught up while our new truck is, eventually I'll get to use my new truck. So hopefully by next week it'll be usable and serviceable, and we're gonna get some letters and logos put on it and make it look sharp. So we'll head down here and do this little house wash today. But so what I want to talk about, I've been wanting to make this video and I keep forgetting to do it just on this topic. And you guys have probably heard this saying before. I heard it a couple years ago. It's the first time I'd ever heard anybody say it, but it makes a lot of sense and it's true. In business, and especially in a service business or like what we do, you can have, it's basically a three-legged stool, right? So there's three prongs to a business like ours: good, fast, and cheap. And you get to pick two of those, right? So your customer gets to pick two of the three options. Let's go over those real quick. Okay, so good. What is good? What does a good job look like in our business? Every company, every exterior cleaning company is going to be a little different. It just depends on your market and how you want to operate, right? So when we go out and do a house wash, if their gutters are oxidized, if they got tiger striping on the gutters, that is not included in our house wash price. If they've got a rust stain from a AC drip line or something like that, that is not included in a standard house wash. We do not take out screens on people's houses and wash the windows, you know, with a brush. That is not included in a standard house wash. If they've got red mud up the side from where it's rained on it, we're not cleaning that off with a standard house wash. Now, if you start listing all the things you don't do, it sounds bad. Most of the time, none of those things are an issue, except the gutters are kind of more common. But most of our homeowners, when I say most, I'm like 98% of our homeowners have no qualms or problems with the way we do a house wash, as evidenced by the fact that we've got all 5-star reviews. So we're doing what our market demands and it expects for a great job for a house wash, right? And we do provide all those other services, but it's just to hear some guys talk, if you don't go out there and leave and it's absolutely perfect, looks like they just built a house, then you didn't do a good job. No, good job is on a scale, right? And it's relative to your area, your customer, and what your company is providing as a service, right? Our average house wash, maybe we're there an hour, you know, 3 or 4 bedroom house, a couple bathrooms, you know, 2,500 square feet, whatever, something, a normal size average house in our area, $200,000 house, family home, right? We're there an hour, maybe if it's got a big porch or something, a little over an hour, hour and a half, something like that. We're in and out, and the thing is clean. Now, if they've got a little wasp nest, you know, 40 foot up in the air that we just can't quite knock off, most of it comes off, but you can still see that little attachment point where we're not getting that off. All right, I'm not spending 5 hours at your house, an extra 20 minutes to try to get, no. And our customers understand that. We don't have any problems. If you're in a different area, different clientele, you may have to change what your company provides as a good quality job. We did some training with some guys from Michigan. I don't remember where they were from. They were down training with us for 2 days, and they were like, man, you know, they were looking at the landscaping, the lawn care, because they also had a lawn care landscape business. And the guys were just like, man, our customers would never let that go, or this little thing over here, they would, you know, they're so picky up there. Well, it's not like that where we live. Most people are a little more laid back. So good, right? You had to find out what is good. And it's a balance, because we could stay out there as long as we wanted to. The customer isn't going to care, and they're not going to pay me any more money, right? So I don't want to come in and out in 20 minutes and leave the house halfway done, but I also don't want to stay there for 3 hours and the house was really clean 2 hours ago, and now I'm just dicking around all day. I'm OCD, and I'm trying to do this 1,000,000% excellence job for what? Like, the customer's not going to notice any difference. So you got to find where good's at. So that's the good leg of the stool, and you want to be good, right? So fast. Let's talk about fast. Get customers all the time. Hey, I got a birthday. It'd be like Thursday. I got a birthday party at my house this Saturday. Can you guys come out and wash this, that, and the other? No, we can't. We're on a schedule, and I can put you on the schedule, and we'll get to you when we can. It's not going to be a month from now, but it's not going to be Friday either. You know, it's not going to be tomorrow, because some customers they'll think that you're just sitting around twiddling your thumbs waiting on the phone to ring with their phone call so you can, oh yes sir, I'll be right out there loading the truck up now, and you're on your line. That's not how it works. We're busy. Because we do a good job, we're busy. I tried to hire a painter to come out and paint some stuff at the house. This guy, I know him kind of, I know he's a pretty good painter. I ran into him at the store, and he's like, yep, be glad to do it. He said, I'm just telling you, I'm booked. You know, I can't get out there right away. He said, if you find a painter that's not busy, it's because he's probably no count. And that's right. If you find anybody in a service profession that is not sort of kind of busy, then there's, you know, that's a red flag. So fast, I try not to get way behind on my schedule, but your customer needs to understand that the world does not revolve around them. So it's going to be reasonably quick that we get out there. It's not going to be tomorrow. So good, fast, right? And then cheap. Now, that's the big one, cheap. I don't want to be cheap, okay? In my three-legged stool, I want to be a little bit of all three of these, but on the cheap one, I want to be the smallest leg. Like if it was a bar graph, I'd want that one to be the smallest. So cheap is good for the customer. Cheap is not good for us. I do not do house washes for $99. I do not do, you know, roof cleanings for $150. There's just freaking no way. We'll get customers that they'll say, well, the last guy did it for washed my house for, you know, $125. Well, good for him. That's just beer money. He's just trying to do that to have lotto money for, you know, the weekend. That's not us. We're a professional company. We're licensed. We're insured. We got professional grade equipment. We got a company truck. We got, you know, uniforms. We got all this crap we have to pay for. And also, I'd like to, you know, be able to provide for. I'd like to go on vacation this year. I'd like to take my family. There's no reason that, you know, all your customers get to drive nice cars and go on vacations, but just because you are a service guy, that you have to live down here. I don't live down here. We live in the nicest neighborhood in our town. I'm not gonna go out and bust it for pennies. I'm not gonna do it, because the service we provide is for people who can afford us. If you can't afford us, find somebody else. My prices are my prices. We do a good job, we stay booked. I don't care if you don't use us or not. It does not hurt my feelings a bit, but I'm not going to be the cheapest guy, right? I'm probably not going to be the most expensive guy either. The guys that are in my area that I compete with, and I know them, and we're kind of buddies, and we work together sometimes, most of those guys are just a little bit higher than we are, but we're all in the same ballpark. It's not like I'm way down here and they're way up here. We're in the same little range of what's a good, reasonable, good solid price, and that's where you should be. Find out what your market demands, and then charge in the middle of that, or maybe kind of a middle, a little high, and then do a great job when you get there. But the customer, a lot of times, they just want the cheapest price. Well, what they don't understand, and what you may have to educate yourself and people on, is when you maximize that cheap, then you're minimizing the other two. Because if you're out there for $99, how good of a job? I can't tell you the times that we've rolled up to a job, you know, we're going to clean the driveway, and we see where somebody's tried to wind a 300-foot long driveway, and they got about 20 feet into it, and then they just gave up. And where they winded at looks like crap, like they didn't even try to do it uniformly. And that was like, yeah, the last guy, he came out and he was going to do it, you know, for $100, but he never showed back up. He worked a little while and he left. Well, he didn't show back up because he did that calculation pretty quickly when he got out there that it was going to be a long, sucky day. So he just rolled his crap up and left. You gambled and you went for cheap. That's the only part of the equation you were focused on, and you got cheap. Or you go up and there's a vinyl sided house, and it's, you know, you can see where they hit it, look like Zorro. They hit it with a wand, and you can see all these these stripe marks on it. That's because they were only worried about cheap. Did a couple of roofs like that, and then, hey, I got these black streaks. I hired a guy to clean my roof. He's here for an hour and he left and he never came back. Can't get a hold of him. And you get up there and you look and there's wand marks on the roof where they tried to pressure wash the roof. Like, because you were only focused on cheap instead of good, then you got cheap. I had a lady, we did the roof, charged her $700. It was a pretty good sized roof. And she said, well, I had this other guy that used to do my pressure washing stuff, and he was going to try to do it, but I called him, he came out, I hadn't seen him in a few years, and his truck leaked oil all over her driveway while he was there. And like, they just told him to leave because it was ruining their driveway. So when you focus on cheap, you understand, it's at the cost of those other two categories. You're not going to be good quality. You just can't do it, and you can't run a business like that. Those guys that are out there running, you know, those super dirt cheap prices that we all don't like, you know, the $99 guys, they'll put themselves out of business, or they're going to give themselves such a bad name that nobody uses them because it's just their little side gig and they don't really need the money anyway, but they're doing a crappy job when they get there, because a $99 house wash, it's not possible to run a good, successful business with that kind of income. It's just not going to work. So pick you two of those three things as far as your customers have got to pick. And in my business, I want a little bit of, you know, I don't want to be the most expensive guy, but I'm definitely not going to be the cheap guy. I'm not going to be out there tomorrow. I don't do that, but I'm going to get to you pretty quickly, and we're going to take care of you. And I want to be good. I don't want to be on a job 5 hours washing a house. There's just no sense in that. You know, pulling the screens out and scrubbing the windows and wiping the tracks out of the house, of the window tracks, and there's no need in it. Again, I'm charging $350. I'm not charging $1,000 to wash a house. So I'm gonna wash it. It's gonna be great, and we're gonna roll, right? So you got to kind of find your balance in your business. So anyway, I hope that makes sense, guys. Good, fast, and cheap, right? You can't have all three. Hope you guys are having a great week. We'll check in with you later. We'll check that video off of the list of to-dos that I've been wanting to do. So I finally got that knocked out, and I actually did not have any bloopers, so I didn't have to edit that one. I'll do a lot of videos and I have to just delete them because I'll stumble around with my words and retake them. So I hope that helps, makes sense. Hope you guys have a great one, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.